The Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder just dropped, and of course the first thing I wanted to do was to see the Koopalings single player content. I mean, that's literally the reason I paid $20 for this thing. Kind of crazy, I know. But one of my major complaints about Super Mario Bros. Wonder was the horrible boss battles. I mean, it was the same 4 Bowser Jr. boss fights over and over again, so adding 7 new ones is a plus. Technically 8, this is literally a boss battle. The way they put them in this game too is actually hilarious. They're just like, hey, here's 7 tints in the 7 different worlds in the game, go find the Koopalings. There's a lot to get into, but real quick before we get started, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Most of you watching are still not subscribed, and we are trying to reach 400,000 subscribers, so let's see how many we can get in this video alone. But back into the Koopalings. Pretty much you talk to Captain Toad at the tent, you enter a pre-existing level. Yes, none of them are new levels, they're just remixed versions of older levels that we've already played. You find the Koopaling and they transform into something crazy. Now, Wendy threw me off because Wendy is the only one in the game that transforms into an already existing Mario enemy, being a Cheep Cheep. Every other Koopaling transforms into something freaking crazy. I don't know what they were thinking with Wendy just being a fish. I guess it works with her jumping in and out of rings. I kind of wish she was something else though, like a Bullabill, something cooler than a freaking cheap fish. But still, her boss battle wasn't terrible. The stage was pretty simple, you're just busting your way to the end, but the boss battle was pretty much her just flying through different rings and you having to jump on her head each time. And guess what? For a simple boss fight, it's not 3 hits, it's already peak. Yep, each boss fight in this game has 2 phases and it's just like a random number of hits sometimes. Like some enemies take 4 hits, but a lot of work to take those hits, and then some is just like a whopping 9 hits to take them out. It's kind of crazy. But dude, these boss battles get freaking insane. Lemmy transforms into this creepy, crazy looking clown character which matches his personality perfectly. None of the stages were hard, but this one was definitely the hardest one I think so far. It just pretty much rained tons of bomb soccer balls all over the stage, and these things would find ways to hit you every single time, and they would detonate at random times. Sometimes you would hit one up in the air and it'd fall back down and hit yourself. This was kind of crazy, and this was such a good boss battle. He would stack himself up on these like pokey-like balls with spikes on them very, very high, and you'd have to knock the bouncy balls into him. Now, you can't even just jump on his head because all it would do is knock away another ball. You actually have to take out all the balls underneath him in order to jump on his head. Now, technically, Lemmy is a 3-hit boss, just like classic Mario games, but the phases last so long because of all the spiked balls that you have to take out. Plus, there's like little intermission attacks that he'll do where he'll transform into a giant spiked ball. This is literally what I've been asking for with boss battles for so many years now. Literally some variety, some different mechanics going on, things that change up in the middle of the boss battle itself. This is so good. I love it. Iggy transforms into a giant ice or crystal version of himself, where you need to go vertically up a level, breaking the crystals and dodging bombs that he plants along the way. It's nothing too crazy, but the boss battle is so freaking unique. He'll encase himself in a crystal block and you have to find a way to hit him. Sometimes there's spikes on different sides of the block, so you'll need to either hit it from the side or you need a ground pound from the top or just hit it from underneath. It's so clever because it's not just jumping on something's head. You have to find unique ways to approach it. And without the elephant power-up, you're freaking screwed because, man, you have to have some pretty good timing, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But this boss battle is a good example of who cares how many times you have to hit him. It has like an imaginary health bar, and you just keep hitting him until the battle is over. Like, I can't tell you how many times I physically hit him or broke the crystal that he was in. Once again, the Koopaling transformations just keep on surprising me because I was not expecting Roy to transform into a giant genie ghost and possess a pirate ship in the background of a desert. Like, genuinely, they keep you on your toes with these things. I was really thinking, okay, one of these guys got to be another enemy like Wendy again. I'm sorry, Wendy, it's just you as a fish. I don't know what they were thinking. In this stage, Roy possesses and takes over tons of like fish bones that come flying out of the sky from the ship in the background. He'll also have his sunglasses on some of the boos as they fly by, but the boss battle, it's once again super unique boss battle. Roy will be in the background firing things at you, and you have to wait until a bird flies over and drops you this little light cannon, which is a completely original, unique weapon just for this boss battle, where you can fire things off into the background. This reminds me so much of like Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot, where you had to fire things off in the background occasionally. Oh my gosh, it's done so well here. He will occasionally try to drop the giant pirate ship on you, and you have to like get into a groove so you don't get hit. It's not hard at all, but it's pretty cool, especially when he's like up there licking his lips at you. I get why we can't battle bosses as actual Wonder transformations, like battling him as a Wubble or some type of thing you transform to in the main game wouldn't make sense because It wouldn't have a life system. For instance, with this game, you get hit, you get smaller, you lose your power up. You can't really do that with transformations. So this is the next best thing, just having an item that you can use specifically made for this boss battle that you can fire at him in the background. It's so well done. Iggy transforms into some type of poisonous sunflower. Now, once again, they could have just kept it basic and transformed him into some type of piranha plant, but no, they decided to go all out and make him some original looking flower just for this boss battle. The stage isn't anything super unique, it's just tons of piranha plants trying to bite you. It reminds me of the piranha creepers from Mario 3D World, just all over the stage trying to get you. Once again, the boss battle has a unique approach. You have to bounce on the heads of the piranha plants and dodge all the attacks from Iggy in order to reach his head at the end of the chain. Here they take a simple mechanic of jumping on the boss's head, but find a unique way to approach it, where you have to go through this gauntlet of dodging piranha plants, bouncing off of their heads, and even dodging projectiles that Iggy is firing at you in order to reach his head at the end. It's so well crafted. Nothing about this boss battle was necessarily difficult for me, but it goes to show you that you don't need difficult boss battles to have fun with them, because I had a blast and a smile on my face the entire time. Now, Morton was the only other one that we've seen from the trailers, but still so well crafted. He will be this giant puppet robot thing in the background. He's even being propped up and held by these lakitus in the foreground. He will just slam on the ground over and over again and make things pop up, and to even turn the brick blocks into lava blocks, so you just have to keep an eye on everything around you. Yet again, here's another boss battle with a unique mechanic. This time you're not jumping on anything, instead you're pulling cords at the top of the screen. Now this is very easy to cheese thanks to the new flower pot power up, where all you need to do is just use your little flutter in order to reach the string from mostly anywhere on the stage. So it's a little cheesable because of this, making it pretty easy, but still this is an incredibly well crafted boss battle that I just fell in love with. It's so cool. And the last one with Ludwig, man, it was just too perfect. It was really just the cherry on top of an awesome delicious Koopaling cake, I guess. Now the stage is pretty simple. You're just dodging lightning strikes and alternating blowing wind either in your face or toward your back, pushing you forward or backward. But the boss fight and even his transformation is such a good reference to past games. Like, I've always seen Ludwig as that boss that's in the clouds and using clones and stuff like he's done in some of the new Super Mario Bros. Games. This is just a perfect boss battle, and it kind of reminds me of Lack of Thunder from New Super Mario Bros. DS. He'll even use clones like he does in the past games, and it even combines things like swimming up waterfalls, which is something that I don't think has ever been done in a 2D Mario game boss fight. Like, the halfway mark has you swimming up a giant waterfall in order to get to phase 2 of the fight, which is just done so well. Even the scenery is just awesome. And a lot of these Koopaling transformations just brings out how beautiful this game is. It's bumped up slightly to look even better on Switch 2, but man, the colors, the saturation of them, and just the way that it looks, this is one of the best looking Mario games ever. It looks so good. Now, I'll be honest, I wish there was something else at the end. It kind of feels like it just ends abruptly. Like, you defeat the Koopalings, they run away, and we don't know where they go. They just run away. Like, there was no final boss fight with them all. Would have been really cool. Like, one final transformation that all of them turn into one thing together. But getting 7 new boss battles this high caliber for a 2D Mario game is peak. It's just unfortunate we have to pay $20 for it. If these boss battles were in the original base game, I'm telling you, this would be, without a doubt, an almost 10 out of 10 for me. I'd said without a doubt and almost, I know, contradiction, but you know, it'd have been 9.5. What makes this even better is there are bonus buffed up boss challenges for you to refight all the bosses, but harder versions, where there's more enemies, the bosses move a lot faster, and there's more trickier patterns that you have to watch out for. This is awesome. Just having a little bit more difficult boss battles. I don't think any of these got too difficult, but I died a couple of times in some of these. Even freaking Wendy, the fish. This just shows you Nintendo can do it, man. They can make some really good boss battles. And in fact, these boss battles are so good, they're better than even some of the 3D Mario boss battles. They're that good, which is just unheard of for something like 2D Mario. And something that this also does is it gives the Koopalings a new, better name for themselves. I'll probably make a whole video about this, but there's a reason why people didn't like the Koopalings before, and it wasn't because of who they were, it's just the way that Nintendo utilized them. They were so boring. They didn't really have any personality or anything, and their boss battles were just glorified Bowser Jr. fights over the years. So to see them take an approach like this, it's so rewarding. I genuinely cannot complain about hardly any of the boss fights, even Wendy, just because it's so unique and different than what we're used to from the series. For a while, I always held the new Super Mario Bros. DS bosses at a high standard, and I never thought Nintendo would be able to duplicate it, especially after what we got from Base Wonder. But right here, I honestly can finally say Nintendo has completely and utterly outdone themselves from the new Super Mario Bros. DS bosses. I mean, these absolutely obliterate those bosses. But man, Nintendo finally making good bosses for a Mario game is such a rewarding feeling. It just makes me really even more excited for the next 3D Mario and how those boss battles are going to work. I kind of hope the Koopalings make a return in 3D Mario. I mean, we've never seen them in 3D Mario before, so if they do something similar to what they're doing here, I can only imagine how great they're going to be. Of course, I had to mention 3D Mario. It wouldn't be a video from me if it wasn't 3D Mario related in a way. Also, I did want to add real quick, there's like 2 or 3 different boss themes you'll hear across the Koopaling boss battles. All the new music is so catchy, especially the first one from like the Wendy's boss battle. I love that theme so much. It just perfectly fits the Koopalings. So well done. But let me know if you played these boss battles and what you thought. Did you really like them? Were you just kind of upset these weren't in the main game? Let me know your opinions down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and of course we will have a boss ranking coming up probably tomorrow. I'm so excited to rank all the bosses in this game, including Bowser Jr.'s bosses and the final boss, so we actually have a list of bosses to rank now, not just 4 Bowser Jr. fights and a Bowser. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and turn on post notifications because you're going to want to be notified when that video goes live tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you guys.